starts with breaking news.
Breaking now, we just got the new report on coronavirus cases, and there are 35 new cases in Allegheny County since yesterday at noon. The county health department says it now knows of 325 total cases. It also is going to provide addresses, but not names, of confirmed cases to emergency responders who may be called to their homes. However, officials say they believe there are many people who have the virus but have not been tested. We're waiting for the state health department to release an update on other counties and numbers for the entire state. Look for that a little bit later in this newscast.
Here in southwestern Pennsylvania, 6 people now have died from the virus, and it's a nice reminder to remember that as cases rise in our area, the rate of survival does still remain high. In fact, you might remember when the Allegheny County Health Department said 40 to 60% of residents in the county would get the virus, and most of them will experience mild symptoms.
We are following a developing story in Westmoreland County where police are investigating a deadly hit and run. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie joins us live with what she's learned about the victim there. Melanie?
Yeah, it is. Well, Gordon, details are pretty limited at this point, but we do know a man was killed here right near this intersection. State police say it appears he was trying to cross the road here at the intersection, and he was hit by a car early this morning, and they are still looking for that driver this afternoon. Now, state police tell us this deadly hit-and-run crash happened right here in the 1500 block of Mount Pleasant Road in East Huntington Township between 6 and 7 o'clock this morning. Investigators said it appears this man was trying to cross the road from the trail here. That's the Coal and Coke Trail here in East Huntington Township, right on the border of Fayette County. Now, at this point, state police don't know who was driving or what type of vehicle was involved at this point, but they do believe they were driving southbound. We're going to keep checking in with police to get any updates or new developments. As soon as we get them, we'll be sure to pass them along to you both on air and online. Reporting live in East Huntington Township, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
All right, thanks, Melanie. Now back to the latest on the coronavirus. The Brighton Rehabilitation and Wellness Center in Beaver County is waiting on more tests to come back after 2 residents died from the virus yesterday. The medical director there says both patients had advanced dementia. 4 other residents who tested positive are now in the hospital, while more than 20 others are in an isolation unit.
I am fearful that it's the start of something for COVID-19 across all aspects of our society, including nursing homes and assisted living facilities.
As we mentioned, they're still waiting for some tests to come back, but the medical director says it is not all bad news. He has personally seen people recovering from the virus. Last night, President Trump approved Pennsylvania's major disaster declaration.
It allows FEMA to provide additional resources to the state. It makes federal funding available to state, county, and local governments. This includes things like unemployment assistance, crisis counseling, community disaster loans, and supplemental nutrition program. Right now, 80% of the state's population has been told to remain in their homes with certain exceptions. It is unknown just how fast that money could be available. The president says he'll give more details on guidelines to slow the spread of coronavirus. That will happen today. Our Jacqueline Fell is reporting from her home outside Washington, D.C. with a look at the potential changes.
If you've been to the grocery store or to get gas, you've likely seen someone wearing gloves and a mask. Well, turns out they may be onto something. There are reports that the CDC is considering urging more Americans to cover their faces in public to protect themselves and others during this pandemic. The recommendation, if approved, would call for cloth coverings, though, not surgical or those N95 masks, which have been in short supply at hospitals across the country. A former Trump administration official recommended masks to slow the spread of coronavirus, and the president says it's something the task force could discuss.
We'll take a look at it for a period of time, not forever. I mean, you know, we want our country back. We're not going to be wearing masks forever, but it could be for a short period of time.
Right now, the CDC guidance is that there's no reason for healthy Americans to cover their faces. Reporting outside Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
A brand new coronavirus relief bill could be in the works less than a week after the $2 trillion package was signed by the president. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she wants to improve broadband service, provide more help to hospitals and local governments, and strengthen safety requirements for first responders, among other things. The House is not back in session until late April.
The Allegheny County District Attorney's Office says more than 500 inmates have now been released from the Allegheny County Jail in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19. The DA says those released were at high risk of contracting the virus. They were considered nonviolent offenders or repeat offenders who are under the oversight of a judge. The ACLU wants more inmates released statewide. The civil rights group has asked the state Supreme Court to order county courts to release offenders who are at high risk of getting sick or have been jailed on minor offenses.
The Heritage Valley Medical Center opened a coronavirus test site in Moon Township today. The drive-through site is at the facility on Thorn Run Road. It's going to be open Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. According to the Trib, testing will only be available for people who have an order from a Heritage Valley provider and have scheduled an appointment. Right now, getting test results can take more than a week, but what if you could find out if you have the virus in just a few minutes? The FDA just approved a rapid test. Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us how it could help slow the spread.
It is being called a game changer. This new coronavirus test will cut down on those agonizing wait times and bring results within minutes. It is roughly the size of a kitchen toaster, but this small portable device will soon change the way we get COVID-19 test results. Illinois-based company Abbott Laboratories introduced its point-of-care coronavirus test. President Donald Trump even showed it off during his daily briefing yesterday. The company is rolling out 50,000 tests each day beginning this week after the FDA issued an emergency use authorization. These are much different than the current test kits. These results are almost instant, coming back in less than 15 minutes. Local experts say this will be a crucial tool in the fight against this pandemic, but everyone needs to still follow the important guidelines in place.
So it helps us in the acute care setting. It helps us provide the care we need, but it's going to be problematic if people use it and think that it means that they're immune and can avoid the social distancing that we have now.
Abbott, the company behind these tests, is now looking to produce upwards to 5 million tests per month, but they understand there is such a high demand that they are working to increase production. Coming up on Channel 11 News at 5, we're working to determine exactly when those tests will be coming to Pittsburgh area hospitals and urgent cares, plus much more from the company and local physicians. That's all starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Johnson & Johnson will soon begin human testing of its experimental vaccine for the coronavirus. The company says its lead vaccine candidate will enter a phase 1 human clinical study by September. The preliminary results won't be available until the end of this year. If the vaccine works, the company says it could be available for emergency use early next year. Now that schools are shut down, learning at home is more important than ever, and Pittsburgh Public Schools are coming up with a plan for the long haul. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer has the latest on the challenges the district faces.
More than 20,000 students attend Pittsburgh Public Schools, and many of them don't have laptops or access to other electronic devices. One of the biggest challenges the district is facing as it transitions to at-home learning. With Pennsylvania Public Schools closed indefinitely, students across the state have to finish out the year at home. For Pittsburgh Public Schools, that means establishing at-home learning for 23,000 students, many of them vulnerable. A survey open until tomorrow has so far determined that 41% of families polled do not have a technical device for each child in the home. Some don't have internet access. In response, the district is buying 5,000 new ones and getting 600 devices from Pitt, but that still won't be enough. And so the district is providing printed out instructional packages too. And an orientation is set for 2 weeks from now, and April 16th is when instruction is set to begin. More from the superintendent coming up tonight at 5. Back to you.
Ross Township Police are asking people to safely check on their neighbors. They want to make sure all elderly and special needs residents are safe and that they have the supplies they need. Make sure you check on them at a distance through a window or a door. If you have a neighbor that needs help, you can call Ross PD. They'll pitch in. It's a good thing to do in any neighborhood as long as you practice social distancing. Our coverage on the coronavirus continues right now on WPXI.com and the WPXI News app. You can find information about new changes being made by Pittsburgh officials, filing unemployment claims, and a lot more.
Across the area this afternoon, a lot of cloud cover and a little bit of sprinkle activity right now in Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. Notice this is all heading slowly to the northwest because there's a storm system off to our southeast and we're getting some counterclockwise flow. That's the direction of the cloud cover too. Southeast to northwest, at least most of the clouds, the very high thin clouds, moving from west to east. Tower cam right now showing a lot of cloud cover. Temperature currently 42 degrees, an east wind at 7 miles per hour, and that's where everything's going to come from the rest of the afternoon is from the east. Want to do a little grilling this evening? It should be relatively quiet. Cloudy skies, although showers will begin to break out tonight. Tracking how long those showers stick around and when that's going to force you inside over the next couple of days. Hour-by-hour storm tracker coming up in less than 10 minutes.
A warning from police. They say a man is going door to door trying to con people who they say he's pretending to be.
Plus, the cities that say social distancing is working and the proof happening right before our eyes.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI.
Of uncertainty, we know you have a lot of questions.
What's your message to people who are beginning to have these type of symptoms?
Stay home. Then connect with your primary care provider.
Stay with Channel 11 for answers about coronavirus. Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Beaver County. We have a coronavirus fraud warning from South Greensburg police. They say a man is going door to door asking people if they need supplies. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie found out who police say this guy's pretending to be.
Well, police here in South Greensburg putting out a warning tonight after they say someone was going door to door last night here in the borough claiming to be an official with the prison. They say they don't know what their motive is, but they want neighbors to be aware. Keep your doors locked and call 911 if someone comes to your house claiming to be an official with the prison. That's the warning for neighbors living in South Greensburg. Police confirm they had 2 reports of a man going door to door around 10 o'clock last night in the area of Jefferson and Washington Streets, claiming to be with the prison and working for someone named Gina, asking residents if they need supplies during the coronavirus pandemic. One victim we spoke to said the alleged impersonator even showed a silver badge.
I was actually on our prison board conference call this morning, and it was sent to me through a text message. Somebody found it on Facebook.
We FaceTimed with County Commissioner Gina Sorelli. She believes this person was trying to use her as the ploy because she's on the prison board and put out a warning of her own on social media.
I'm assuming it's me. I am the only Gina on the prison board. I'm the only female on the prison board, so I was assuming that that's what they were trying to do to get in the door. And South Greensburg is actually where I am originally from. So it makes me concerned that a senior citizen could open the door, hear my name, and then think it is actually real.
She says the county would only be seeking medical donations for hospitals and nursing homes.
There'd be no reason for me on the prison board to be going to house, sending my employees house to house and check on supplies. As county commissioner, that's not what we're doing.
Police don't know their intentions or if they're dangerous, but they say no one has a permit to solicit right now in the borough, and they're not allowed to go door to door that late.
I'm very frustrated, I'm upset, I'm hurt, and I'm hoping that we can get the word out so everyone can keep their doors locked and call police if they see anything.
In South Greensburg, police are checking out any surveillance video from nearby neighbors or businesses to see if they can catch this person on camera. They say they want to hear from you if you may know who it is. Reporting in South Greensburg, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
And more details now. Police in Shaler are warning about several coronavirus-related scams. Some are claiming that they can expedite your stimulus check or deposit it if you hand over your bank information. But remember, you don't need to take action to get your check. You'll get it through either direct deposit or mail directly from the IRS.
Some municipalities, including the city of Pittsburgh, are taking action to limit the number of people in community parks. The city says its parks will remain open for now, but crews have taken down the rims from all city basketball hoops, so groups of people can't play together. The city also closed off all overlooks in Mount Washington because of overcrowding. And despite playgrounds being closed, some parents are ignoring the guidelines. Right now, the city says it has no plans to close the parks entirely. Pittsburgh Police Chief Scott Schubert is encouraging people to practice social distancing like the ducks on Lake Elizabeth. Chief Schubert posted this video on Twitter saying if the ducks can do it, so can the humans. Chief Schubert also added that social distancing is essential to stopping the spread and saving lives, and to help do your part.
3 out of 4 Americans have been told to stay home and a slowdown in the spread of coronavirus in places like Seattle and San Francisco suggest that social distancing is working. The Center for American Progress says preliminary data shows strict containment strategies imposed in the earliest days of the outbreak are beginning to pay off, at least for now. Their analysis found that the Seattle area, where the first known coronavirus case was in the U.S., is beginning to see that deaths are not rising as fast as they are in other states. The center says it's important that social distancing continue.
And the economic cost of not doing social distancing is far more damaging. If the outbreak lasts months longer than it would with social distancing, that's a lot of economic damage, it's a lot of lives, and it's a lot more destruction.
The report also says social distancing, not surprisingly, has led to less street traffic.
The Empire State Building was lit up in red and white last night to honor frontline emergency workers. The lights changed from the classic white to the flashing red and white, and the red and white color pulses like a heartbeat and an emergency siren.
Congress is now talking about changing how we're all going to vote during the presidential election. Voting by mail is already allowed in a few states and is expanding here in Pennsylvania. But lawmakers believe the vote by mail programs need to be expanded quickly to other states. One big hurdle would be getting the systems in place by November.
Just some of the policy solutions out there where people are saying, well, let's just all go vote by mail. That's going to be easier in some places and much more difficult in other places for a couple of reasons.
5 states already allow all elections by mail. At least 21 other states allow for smaller elections, but not for president.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
It is not beautiful sunshine today, but it is dry outside. Matter of fact, the next several days, 3 out of 4, looking pretty good for those dry daylight hours. We've been dry most of the day today, so we'll put together about 11 dry hours today. Tomorrow, off and on showers. Not going to be bad. There'll be many, many dry hours during the day. Unfortunately, just some showers squeaking in from time to time. Then Thursday, Friday, pretty much sunrise to sunset is going to be dry. Live look at our PennDOT cameras right now. Fort Pitt Tunnel. Cloudy skies, but again, other than the clouds, not a whole lot going on right now. Same thing Parkway North. Perrysville looking pretty good, and you head up towards Cranberry right now. Skies are mainly cloudy. Temperatures haven't budged much since this morning. Most areas in the mid-40s right now. Butler still hanging back at 41 degrees. Greensburg at 43. Here's Storm Tracker this afternoon. Again, the white shading is the cloud cover. The green is the rain, so we're talking a couple of sprinkles much of the afternoon. But as we get into the evening hours, we'll start to pop a couple of showers. Mentioned a pretty strong storm system down to our south. Well, with the counterclockwise flow around that storm system, we get the showers pop in our area basically from an east to west fashion tonight. Notice how limited they are. Certainly not going to rain all night. Much of the night will be fairly quiet, and it will be chilly. We'll drop to 38 for the overnight low tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to kick it back up to about 50 degrees. Occasional showers, and that 50 is a little cooler than it should be for this time of the year. So tomorrow is the one day this week you might not get to spend a lot of time outside doing the walks. You just have to time it out a little bit. I'll be back in tomorrow morning on Channel 11 Morning News to step you through it. But notice at 7 a.m., not much going on, just some clouds around. Then as we get into the morning hours, here comes a wave down from the south, from the north. That's going to spread some showers into the area. And we'll have a couple hours worth of showers during the day tomorrow. Before tomorrow evening, drier air pushes in from the north. By 9 o'clock tomorrow night, it's all gone. And really for the rest of the week, we're looking to be in pretty good shape with a good deal of sunshine and slowly warming temperatures as we go through Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Just some sprinkles today, 48. Then tomorrow, off and on rain showers, more off than on though as we go through the day, 50 for the high temperature. Sunshine breaks out on Thursday, still a little cool, 54, and then here comes the warm-up as we head toward the weekend. Mostly sunny on Friday, 59 degrees for the high temperature. Saturday, up to 63, so back above normal easily by the time we get to the weekend. Could be a quick shower or two during the day Sunday, but right now, the bulk of the weekend looks dry. As a matter of fact, between now and Sunday, most areas are going to see about a quarter inch of rain or less right through the end of the week.
Next week is the holiest week for Christians. How the Pittsburgh Catholic Diocese is changing because of coronavirus.
And it's time to pay the bills. For millions of Americans, that's going to be tough or impossible. The program's designed to ease some of the pain.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News.
Forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
Tomorrow is the start of a new month. That means bills are due, but a whole lot of people and businesses are going to have a tough time paying. That's why we want to tell you about some help that's out there. The Paycheck Protection Program allows small business owners to apply for a loan that could be entirely forgiven if the money is used for expenses like employee payroll. For one business owner, his sales are down 95% and his bills are due now.
It's really scary because my rent is due this week. I have payroll this week, and all my leases on my equipment are also due.
Money experts also suggest saving your money. For example, make minimum credit card payments and focus on paying the bills that have to be paid.
State Attorney General Josh Shapiro has struck a deal with PNC Bank to help people struggling with loans and mortgages, and now he's hoping other financial institutions will join the relief effort. It's called the PA Care Package. It calls for a 90-day grace period for mortgages and other loans, 90 days without late fees or overdraft charges, and a 60-day moratorium on foreclosures, evictions, and repossessions.
Consumers are reeling. These are challenging times, and we want to do everything we can to protect people, and working with financial institutions to make sure consumers have those protections is critically important.
The package also prohibits negative credit reporting on consumer loans during that time. The state Supreme Court has also ordered courts closed to eviction proceedings during the emergency. Coronavirus cases in our area are doubling every few days, and that's because more tests are being done. We're finding out what took so long to get those tests.
Plus, I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint the best times to get outside over the next couple of days.
During this time of uncertainty, we know you have a lot of questions.
Let's break down what this means for you. $1,200 would be given to individuals, $2,400 to couples.
Stay with Channel 11 for answers about corona. Time of crisis, Pittsburghers always come together.
Pittsburgh's strong, but this time it's everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what age, where you come from. We're all here together.
Channel 11 salutes the helpers.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
The coronavirus case from the state health department was just released.
And there are 756 new cases statewide. That report just coming out. And that brings the total in the state to 4,843. The health department also reported 14 more deaths. There have now been 63 deaths statewide. More than 37,000 people total have tested negative for the virus.
And here is the count in the counties: 325 cases in Allegheny County. Westmoreland County was 61, followed by Butler with 60. Beaver has 52. Washington County has 33 cases. Fayette County 14. We have numbers for other counties scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Governor Tom Wolf is rejecting a state lawmaker's call to reopen non-essential businesses.
State Senator Doug Mastriano plans to introduce an initiative to let most stores reopen if they follow CDC guidelines. He told our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times the cure may be worse than the virus in its damage to business and workers. On Monday, Governor Wolf extended business closures indefinitely. He said they're working on a plan to help business owners once the crisis is over.
One of the reasons why coronavirus cases are doubling in every state every few days is the availability now of testing. Channel 11's Aaron Martin found out why it took so long for testing to get kick-started.
When it comes to getting information about COVID-19, that usually comes from the Allegheny County Health Department, whether it's confirmed cases or positive tests. But one thing they don't do is actually test themselves. That's done through the state, private labs, or even local hospitals. But tonight, 11 Investigates has found out getting to the point where the tests that are needed are actually getting done has taken quite a while, something that is finally getting where experts believe it needs to be.
My wife woke up and was completely out of breath. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't talk, barely could walk.
Brian Stapula's wife was tested for COVID-19 last week and is still waiting on the results. Testing capabilities have ramped up statewide, but it's come after weeks of delays.
The more that we can have tests and we can give people an accurate picture of where we are, I hope that people take it very, very seriously.
Problems with the initial tests themselves sent out by the CDC last month helped cause those delays. For weeks, only people who came in direct contact with a person who tested positive or traveled to a hotspot could be tested. In late February and early March, 11 Investigates found the Pennsylvania Department of Health was only testing around 25 people per day for COVID-19 through its state lab. On March 6th, that increased to 150 tests per day statewide. On March 17th, just 13 days ago, UPMC developed and began testing for COVID-19. As of Thursday, they've administered more than 1,700 tests in western and central Pennsylvania. On March 18th, AHN also began drive-through testing at 3 Allegheny County locations. By that point, schools statewide were closed and non-life-sustaining businesses would soon follow.
Well, I think when the numbers are low, because we haven't tested, we think, oh, this isn't a problem. This isn't a problem in my community.
Duquesne University's Dean of Nursing, Mary Ellen Glasgow, began her career working on the AIDS epidemic. Like COVID-19, she says testing was crucial in understanding and containing it.
How critical is it to have that testing capability at the level it's at now compared to what it was at 3 weeks ago?
It's absolutely critical. We have to be able to identify patients who might be sick really as soon as they might be infectious, they might be contagious.
Gavin Harris is an infectious disease physician with UPMC. He says they're expecting a surge in COVID-19 patients in the coming weeks, although that surge hasn't come yet.
We've had a tremendous luxury of time, and I think that's really helped in our efforts to combat this.
Now, a spokesman of the Pennsylvania Health Department says there's actually no way of tracking at this point exactly how many tests are being given across the state. However, they still are giving daily updates on the number of confirmed cases, numbers that continue to grow. Reporting tonight downtown, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
And some breaking news if you haven't heard this already. CNN anchor Chris Cuomo has coronavirus. He is the brother of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Chris Cuomo is quarantined in his basement. He's away from his family and says he will continue to anchor from his basement.
Healthcare workers across Pennsylvania are calling on the federal government to get them the protective personal equipment which they need to do their jobs safely. The president of the PA Healthcare Association says the U.S. does not have enough masks, gloves, or gowns to deal with this crisis. Nurses say they're scared for themselves, their patients, and the community.
We are just in a position that
is really unjust and unfair to every single healthcare worker, whether you're an acute care hospital worker or a nursing home worker or a home care worker or an assisted living worker.
Healthcare workers would like to see the president release the needed equipment from the national stockpile and distribute them to workers across the country and here in Pennsylvania.
Going to church, they were taking precautions at the time, and coronavirus was just starting to pick up speed. But now that we are closing on Holy Week, the Pittsburgh Diocese is making more changes. Channel 11's Kara Sapida shows us why this will be an Easter like we've never seen before.
Good evening. Easter Sunday is actually less than 2 weeks away on April 12th this year, with a lot of services in and outside of the church now canceled. In the Catholic Church, take a look at this sign right here. All masses, confessions, and activities canceled until further notice. They have a week's worth of services for Holy Week that will now be online. The Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh announced changes for Holy Week as the church follows government health and safety guidelines related to the coronavirus. The changes to long-standing honored traditions in the Catholic Church, everything in person canceled from Palm Sunday to Good Friday. There will be no blessing of Easter baskets, and the annual blessing of families at St. Paul Cathedral is canceled. At St. Benedict the Abbot Parish in McMurray, the doors are locked. The Catholic Diocese announced over the weekend that all church buildings are to be locked until further notice. All funeral services immediately canceled, also until further notice. But Bishop Zubik will be live streaming all Holy Week services. We have a list of dates and times on your screen right now, including a 10 a.m. service on Easter Sunday. The bishop told Channel 11, although we will observe Holy Week in a different way, the heart of the sacred week remains intact.
Even though our celebrations of both of these major faith events is being limited by the pandemic, it's important to know that God is never limited.
The Catholic Diocese has a guide to staying connected to the church during these times, during social distancing. We have a link to it on our website, WPXI.com. In Washington County, I'm Kara Sapida, Channel 11 News.
A lot of clouds out there, just a couple of sprinkles right now on live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. Notice general motion of these off to the west right now. Storm system to our southeast, giving us a little bit of an east to west flow with the low-level cloud deck this afternoon. Giving us some chilly temperatures, too. 45 now in Beaver, just clicked over. 44 currently in Pittsburgh. Also 45 degrees in Morgantown. We're going to struggle back to about 48 this afternoon with occasional sprinkles. Now, I know a lot of you trying to spend as much time outdoors as possible as you can during the daylight hours. I'm updating Storm Tracker for tomorrow to show you the times where you'll have to be inside and what the rest of the week has in store. It's coming up in a little more than 10 minutes.
Thanks, Scott. Many of us trying to stay home as much as possible, and that means we're not seeing our friends, family, and coworkers. How mental health experts say you can bridge the gap.
I'm Lisa Robertson, and we're launching a special version of Local Steals and Deals, shining a spotlight on small businesses. They're the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. Join us in making a difference. Text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk,
coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
We have a really special story out of Cumberland County. A professional photographer decided to put his skills to use. He started taking pictures of people from a safe distance on their front steps. He's calling it the Front Step Project. The coronavirus wiped out his schedule through May. Proceeds from any photos purchased are going to the Salvation Army.
It's a great idea. We know these times can be stressful. Anxiety is running at an all-time high, but there are some simple things you can do to help you get through our new normal. For starters, experts say try to stay present and solve immediate problems first. Focus on what you have control over. And for those of you that feel disconnected, use technology to stay in touch.
I think friendships are really important. And so, you know, many of us have really close, dear friends, and even though we can't see them, you know, we have this technology now where we can see each other over the phone.
Counselors are also using telemedicine to talk to clients. There are also crisis hotlines to talk to someone. And another idea is to exercise. That can boost your spirits.
Couples planning a wedding faced with a difficult decision. Cancel or go ahead with the ceremony without all the family and friends. Now, one couple brought everyone together for their I do's.
Lots of clouds around the area today. I'm tracking when those clouds are going to bring some rain.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel.
WPXI Now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Engaged couples around the world are scrambling to change plans in light of coronavirus. Getting together with friends and family just isn't possible in most places right now.
Yeah, a couple in Colorado decided to still say I do, but instead of stepping into their chosen venue, they stepped in front of a camera. As reporter Alexis Dominguez reports, the resulting video is a hit on Facebook.
You may kiss your beautiful bride. One look. You see the bride in her white tulle wedding dress. The groom posing in his brand new suit. But look a little closer, and you see this isn't the typical wedding.
We got our marriage license one day before they stopped issuing them, and then she picked up her dress 6 hours before they closed down that whole county.
Daphne and Chris Goujon had their wedding date set.
April 11th.
Their venue picked out.
At a venue near us.
Until their plans came to a screeching halt.
It became obvious that people were probably going to not travel if it was optional. And then it didn't really matter because our venue had closed at that point anyway.
They had planned for 60 people to attend, but on March 27th, 2020, their plans changed.
We wanted to do something where we could just spread some joy and happiness to our family and all of our friends.
He came up with the idea to do it on Facebook Live so our friends and family could see, and it took off.
Now, upwards of 2,800 people have seen their love story unfold through Facebook.
I now proudly pronounce you husband and wife.
Everything Daphne wished for as a little girl.
I still got to wear the dress. We got to have the decorations.
But with an unexpected twist.
We didn't really want people to have to choose between coming to our wedding and their own health and safety.
Starting their days as a married couple.
2 days.
3 days. Today's day 3.
Working together through tough times.
And we're glad you all got to be a part of it. And
giving them a great foundation for their marriage.
The groom says it really was never about the wedding. It was about their marriage and the rest of their lives together.
Well, you might be one of the thousands of Americans who have had to cancel a vacation or business trip. A lot of people booked their rooms or vacation rentals ahead of the pandemic, and some even paid full price ahead of time. Sue Brum had to cancel a stay that she had booked on VRBO after paying more than $2,000. She says she tried to get help from the property owner about a refund or a credit, but hasn't gotten any answers.
I understand their side. They're running a business, but what is going on is not something that's under anybody's control or could have been foreseen.
A spokesperson for VRBO says the property owner is either supposed to offer a credit or they're supposed to give the customer at least a 50% refund, but the enforcement of that policy has been limited.
The Allegheny County Health Department says it will still enforce air quality standards during the pandemic. The director says air quality is an important health challenge in our region, and they won't lose sight of that. This comes after the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said it was allowing manufacturing and power plants to decide themselves whether to meet air and water standards during the crisis. But Allegheny County says that it's going to be watching for violations of the current regulations and will issue fines if needed.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Well, the city itself always looks good, even if the cloud cover behind it doesn't look too good. A lot of clouds today, 44 degrees right now. We have not budged much, and if you're with us this morning on Channel 11 Morning News, I said it was going to be a very slow climb on the temperature. Wind right now, east-northeast at 7, so there's a little bit of chill in the air. 41 degrees in Butler right now, Greensburg 43, Washington currently 45 degrees. Want to get the pups out this afternoon. Lots of clouds, temperatures in the 40s. Now, this afternoon, notice a couple sprinkles in a couple of spots. For the most part today, we're not going to see much in the way of rain during the daylight hours. We'll start to get a couple showers triggering as we head toward the evening. And sunset now, not till 7:30. So keep in mind, if you want to take that early evening walk, might need the umbrella east of Pittsburgh into Westmoreland, Indiana, Armstrong counties, also up toward Mercer in Lawrence County as well. Weak little wave pushing back to the west tonight because of that storm system off to the southeast coast. Now, as we go through the overnight hours, more dry hours than not. Showers will just be spotty tonight, but it will be chilly. Down to about 38 degrees with an east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, occasional showers. Not terrible tomorrow. High temperature near 50 degrees, and that is a little bit below normal. We're ending March and starting April, a couple ticks below average for this time of the year, but we will change that as we head toward the weekend. And I don't want you to think tomorrow is a washout. It's not going to be a washout, but cloud cover will be predominant once again. Storm tracker 7:30 tomorrow morning. A couple sprinkles showing up in a few spots. And notice the breaks in the clouds, so might get a little tinge of sunshine from time to time. By the time we get closer to lunch, here comes that weak little wave coming down. This is the back edge of that storm system off the coast. Indirectly related, it'll spark some showers in much of the area during the day tomorrow. But your window of opportunity, you get a couple showers, you get a break, you get a line of showers coming through. By the time we get to about 6 o'clock, that's already clear of Pittsburgh. By 9:30, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, clear of the entire area. skies are going to begin to break out. It's clear, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday all look pretty good. Rainfall amounts not impressive as we go through the next several days. You take the rain tonight, tomorrow, and a slight chance of rain on Sunday. All areas should be looking at less than ½ of an inch of rain. That's certainly good news because the month of March, we almost doubled our normal precipitation for the month. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Here comes the sunshine Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and a gradual warm-up, too. Thursday, we'll see 54 for the high temperature. Still cold at night, down to 35. Then Friday, up near 60 degrees. I'd say about 80% of the weekend right now looks to be dry. 63 on Saturday. Lots of sunshine on Saturday. And as we hit the day on Sunday, could have a couple spotty showers, but again, most of the day dry and a high temperature of 61 degrees.
Many of you are feeling the economic impact of the coronavirus crisis, especially if you're self-employed. Consumer advisor Clark Howard spoke with a musician who shared some of his budget fears with him.
So many of us reeling with unusual situations because of coronavirus unemployment. What if both of you in a couple work as gig workers? It's a whole different story. How stressed are you from that?
Pretty stressed. I'm trying to be positive. You know, I've been in the gig economy for about, going on 30 years. So the peaks and valleys don't surprise me. This one just looks a lot deeper.
Sean McNally, a lifelong musician, and his wife Melanie, a yoga instructor and CPR instructor for the Red Cross, are doing everything they can to stay afloat.
We might get 5 or 10 hours this month, essentially nothing coming in for the foreseeable future.
Sean told me over FaceTime he worries about being able to pay the mortgage if this crisis lasts too long. He's not alone. Millions of Americans working in the gig economy are feeling the crunch. But help is coming. Most loans are eligible for temporary forbearance for up to 12 months. You need to contact your lender to work out the details, but not all of them are ramped up to handle this yet. My advice? Use the online chat feature to ask questions. Print out the chat when you're done to keep a record of your conversation. Another relief effort is in the works. Self-employed workers will be eligible for unemployment.
My hope for the future is that this won't last very long.
I'm Clark Howard.
A famous painting stolen, how a coronavirus shutdown helped the thief make off with a Van Gogh.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
You can get a lot of things on your phone when it comes to the weather, but you can't get Scott's expertise. He's trying to narrow in on your neighborhood to let you know what you could expect.
You're going to know what to wear. You're going to know what the kids need to wear.
We call Tricia Pittman our expert for good reason.
You ask Tricia, where is the closure? She knows it, and 3 ways around it.
She's been doing this longer than anybody else. She has a direct pipeline to PennDOT.
They're the best in the city. You're prepared every 10 minutes.
from where you live.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
A Van Gogh was stolen from a museum in the Netherlands on Sunday. The museum was closed because of the coronavirus. The painting was taken in a smash and grab. The museum houses the collection of William and Anna Singer, who are Americans. No word on the value of that painting. It's official. The hit Broadway show Hamilton is returning to Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust released its 2021 PNC Broadway season yesterday, and Hamilton will run from January 5th until February 7th. Other shows include Ain't Too Proud, Hadestown, To Kill a Mockingbird, The Cher Show, as well as Oklahoma, Pretty Woman, My Fair Lady, and Beautiful, the Carole King musical. So a lot to look forward to when all this is over.
Well, tomorrow is April Fool's Day. This year, T-Mobile is asking everyone to give thanks, not pranks. The company will donate up to $500,000 to the Boys and Girls Club COVID-19 Relief Fund. The company will donate $1 for every gratitude story posted on Twitter using the hashtag #GiveThanksNotPranks and tag T-Mobile. T-Mobile is also asking other brands to join in on the campaign.
That is all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching and have a good day.